Hey everybody, it's your friend Jason Pound here answering the top questions asked by home sellers in today's real estate market. Question we're tackling today is, should I consider renting my home out instead of selling it? The short answer is, does it math? Simply take the income you would make from the property, subtract the expenses that you would have from owning the property, and how much money do you have left over, and is the juice worth the squeeze? If the juice is worth the squeeze, go for it. If the juice is not worth the squeeze, don't go for it. Call me and I'll sell the place for you. However, as normal, let me over-explain. First of all, apologies for the vacuum cleaner sound you hear in the background. The cleaning folks are here and this is the only time I have to shoot, so it is what it is. I wanted to go in depth over how to calculate the cash flow for your rental property, the way a banker thinks about things, and then share one particular scenario with you that is a worst case scenario for some homeowners at the moment. First of all, the more detailed explanation for income minus expenses. The rents are the income for the equation. You don't count deposits. Deposits have to go into a trust account. They have to be specially managed, and they have to be available for the tenant upon moving out and meeting the checklist of requirements that you have given them to get their deposits back. So you cannot count those as income unless you are one of those slummy type of landlords that's out to rip their tenants off. And in that case, going to the next video, I don't want to help you. That being said, expenses. Expenses that homeowners do not think about. Taxes. Those go up every year. Insurance, that typically goes up a little bit every year. Maintenance, the moment you are not the one living in your home, that place is not being taken care of as well as you would take care of it. So it is up to you to tour the property annually and look for things that need to be maintained on the property. That way you own an appreciating asset rather than a depreciating asset. Property manager. I don't know if you want to get the call in the middle of the night that the toilet's backed up and overflowing, or do you want somebody else to get that call? I prefer that somebody else get that call, and I build the math into my rental properties. Finally, vacancies. You have to realize that the property is not going to be full all of the time, and you're going to have to make the mortgage payment every once in a while. So go ahead and plan on a 10% vacancy rate. And even though it doesn't typically add up to a full meaningful number, it goes into the calculus of the math and helps you plan over the long term. Some people just immediately want a 1, 2, or 3 month payment buffer if they have a loan as an expense. So all that being said, how much do you have to save from each payment to build up to that savings goal? Having accounted for all of these expenses in the way that you want to think about the world, notice we have moved from science into subjective art. How do you choose which numbers you use? It's based on your outlook of the situation. And that's why property managers and realtors are important, because they deal with it all the time and they have outlook. That's why landlords are important, who manage their own properties. They have information and data about the market. They have an outlook, an opinion that's worth listening to. Once you have accounted for all these, now you have calculated either your positive or negative cash flow. Positive is if you have money left over. Negative is if you don't. Now, I want to share a unique scenario with you. Allow me to erase this real rapidly. And I want to share two numbers with you. The first number, negative $28,000, and then the next number, negative $2,400. Okay, two numbers, 28,000 and 2,400. I have had this conversation many times. Almost anytime someone calls me from who bought in 2023, I immediately know that they're probably going to be in this situation. It is not uncommon for folks who have to move, so they are forced to make a decision. Sometimes the numbers have not worked in their favor, Typically, you need to stay in an existing house about 5 years to break even, and a new build about 7 years. I had a client who bought a house less than 12 months ago, needed to move out of state, needed to sell here, needed to buy there. Come to find out, if they sold the place here, they would have to bring $28,000 to the table. They were $28,000 in the hole. And if they rented it out, they would lose $200 a month, which was $2,400 a year. Immediately panic set in. They're stuck between a rock and a hard place. But think about it. You can sell it and lose $28,000 out of your pocket immediately, or you can find a tenant, rent it out, and lose $200 a month slowly. And at the end of the year, take a $2,400 loss off your taxes. Now that's something to think about. And then as taxes and insurance continue to go up every year, rents will also have to go up to accommodate the higher taxes and insurance. And appreciation rates will continue to grow with the house. And eventually you'll reach a point where you'll have to bring $0 to the table. But by then you'll probably be in a positive cash flow situation. And this whole time you thought you were losing money, you've actually ended up making money. And what if you held it just another 5 years, another 7 years, another 10 years? What if you held it as a legacy to leave to your kids? That thing is a piggy bank, just spitting off rent each month for a house that's free and clear. Just spitting out money. And all you have to do is take care of the place, invest 1% a year, keep it nice, and your tenants will want to stay and not want to leave. My name's Jason Pound with Jericho Pound Realty Group, Keller Williams Molnix. I'm a realtor that services the entire Oklahoma City metro area with hyperlocal expertise in South Oklahoma City, Moore, and Norman. If Jericho and I can ever be of service, don't hesitate to reach out. And meanwhile, peace out. Have a great life.